When my wife and I bought our dream home, it was supposed to be the start of a peaceful life. A quiet neighborhood, a big backyard for our dog, and friendly neighbors, or so we thought. The first few weeks were calm, almost too perfect. That was before Karen, the self-proclaimed queen of the HOA, decided our happiness violated her rules. It started small. A note taped to our mailbox. Grass must be trimmed exactly 2.5 inches. Please comply. I laughed it off, thinking it was some harmless neighborly advice. But 2 days later, another note appeared. Then another, each one more aggressive. She complained about our trash cans being visible from the street, our porch lights being too bright, and even the color of our front. Dora, apparently sunset red, was not within the HOA as approved palette. I even attended the next HOA meeting to understand what the big deal was. But as soon as I walked in, Karen's glare hit me like a laser beam. She sat at the head of the table, surrounded by a group of nodding board members who looked more like her followers than actual decision-makers. When I tried to ask a question, she interrupted, speaking as if she owned the entire neighborhood. Rules exist for a reason, she snapped. If everyone just did what they wanted, this place would fall apart. I kept my cool and promised to review the guidelines. But after that meeting, things got worse. I started receiving fines in the mail for ridiculous reasons. Unapproved lawn decorations. Car parked too close to the curb, even dog barked during quiet hours. My wife was furious. This is harassment, she said. And she was right. I decided to dig deeper. I requested copies of all the HOA's records, something every homeowner has the right to do. Karen wasn't happy. She tried to delay, saying the documents were unavailable. But I knew my rights, so I kept pushing. When I finally got the files, what I found shocked me. Karen had been approving her own maintenance reimbursements from HOA funds, thousands of dollars for supposed community landscaping that didn't exist. She'll also find certain homeowners repeatedly, mostly those who had disagreed with her in meetings. She was using the HOA like her personal piggy bank and weapon. Now it was my turn to play smart. I compiled everything: bank records, meeting notes, emails, and reached out to a few other homeowners who had also been targeted. It didn't take long to form a small but determined alliance. Together, we drafted a formal petition to remove Karen as president. When word spread, Karen panicked. She started calling emergency meetings, sending out newsletters accusing us of being troublemakers trying to destroy the community. But this time, people weren't buying her lies. We presented the evidence in front of everyone. When the treasurer saw her own signature forged on reimbursement forms, the room fell silent. Karen tried to deny it all, her voice shaking as she blamed clerical errors. But the damage was done. A vote was held right there in the community center, and she was officially removed from her position. She stormed out, shouting that we'd regret it. But everyone just watched in relief after she was gone. We finally cleaned up the HOA. We appointed fair, transparent members, and even lowered unnecessary fees. Neighbors who had stopped talking to each other started smiling again. The community felt alive for the first time in years. But the story didn't end there. A few months later, I got a call from the county investigator. Turns out, Karen had been under review for misusing HOA funds in multiple neighborhoods. My documentation helped seal the case against her. She faced legal action for embezzlement and fraud. One evening, as I sat on my porch watching the sunset, the same color as my front door, I saw a moving truck across the street. Karen was leaving for good. She didn't look my way, but I couldn't help smiling. My wife came out with 2 cups of coffee. You really turned the tables on her, she said. I nodded. She thought she ran this place. But all she ever ran was a scam. From that day forward, the neighborhood truly became what we dreamed of: peaceful, friendly, and free from tyranny. And if there's one thing I learned, it's this. Sometimes the best revenge isn't loud or violent. It's calm, smart, and backed by truth. Because when people like Karen try to control your life, the strongest move you can make is to take back control with evidence, unity, and just a little bit of patience. And as for my red front door, I kept it exactly the same. It stands as a reminder that no one, Not even a power-hungry HOA Karen can tell me how to live in my own home.